I'm telling you guys, celebrity couples will kill you, literally. Those couples you admire, one morning they just wake up and they are not in good terms anymore, literally. So normally I don't advocate for private matters to be brought into the public domain for discussion, but it is our job to analyze. So let's analyze. Now, the story making headlines, in case you guys have no idea what I'm talking about Koku, Lwanga and her husband Martin. And this story has just brought some really important questions that I think we tend to ignore. Questions like, what do you do when you feel your partner has checked out, and the excuses you give when you raise it, and the excuses he gives or she gives when you raise it is, I'm just distracted, I'm just busy, we are fine, but you feel you're not fine. Question number 2, what is your take on hitting your partner? And I know it's Men's Mental Awareness Month, but just allow me to be very specific and say, what do you feel about hitting a lady, no matter the circumstance? Question number 3, how well do you know someone before getting into a relationship and before even proceeding to get married and even have children with them? How well do you know them? Question number 4 is, what is your sentiment on building with a man? You know, starting from scratch, you get about that nil, and you build and you share everything and you share your mind until you guys get to the top. How do you feel about that? So these are the questions we're going to be discussing in this video. But for those who have no idea exactly what is going on between Koku Lwanga and her husband, let me give you like an overview. So last night she took it to her Instagram stories to literally rant and tell us stuff raw as it is. So she was not planning on staying up late, but she was baking for her kids when she saw her husband Martin with another girl entering his office that is within the same compound as his wife and children. She felt disrespected, valid, and went to confront them. When he realized that she was not leaving, he opened up, and after an argument, Martin hit her. According to Koku, Martin hit her, and she said, or she wrote, quote, I did not deserve the blows and kicks to my head, neck, and back while I lay on the ground in a fetal position. She says that a neighbor had to scream for him to stop. She was left bruised and even shared a video of the bruises. Whole time, the girl that Martin brought was locked in the house. She also shared some videos of the supposed girl leaving. Now, the husband went to file a complaint against the wife, which many found awkward because if the story is true, the wife should be filing a complaint against. Now, the husband Martin was not silent about this. He was quick to respond. He wrote, and I quote, over the past few hours, a series of deeply concerning posts have circulated online directly referencing me, my character, and my personal life. These posts contain profoundly painful and serious allegations. While my primary hope was to resolve these matters privately for the well-being of my children and all parties involved, the natures of online discourse now compels me to respond publicly. First and foremost, I want to state unequivocally, I do not condone violence of any kind, physical, emotional, or psychological. I also unequivocally reject being the subject of false and harmful accusations. The recent online narrative presents a significantly distorted and one-sided picture of events, omitting crucial context and the full truth. What is currently being shared is not only misleading but deeply damaging, not just to me but to our children, our families, and the community we belong to. Little secret, guys, the internet did not buy it. Many seem to be buying Koku's story even though we can't be 100% sure what is right. So now let's talk about it. Let's assume Koku Lwanga's story is true. She did make some valid points like separation is hard, so respect and consideration is very important during that time. Bringing a lady to the same compound as your wife and kids is extremely disrespectful, to say the least, because there are other ways, like, I don't know, book a hotel. She also says that he told her he owes her nothing when she devoted her whole life to this man, built with him, made money, and gave it all to him to organize for the family due to love, respect, and trust. She also said he would stalk and record their conversations, hack into their accounts, emails, DMs, WhatsApp, just to look for a valid reason to leave. She also describes how the husband would discuss with women in his DMs that all Koku got him was homemade cakes for his special days, as she didn't have a job, and whatever money she would make, she'd give him to organize for the family and would not be left with a lot. She also describes how during her postpartum depressive episodes, when the hyperemesis got too much and she couldn't be intimate with him, he was not supportive. She says how she found him complimenting women in his DM when she didn't even get a "you look beautiful today." She claimed that he demanded that she pay 20,000 shillings for living there with her children, as she refused to leave them. And she also says that the husband claims to not have money to cater for the household, but has money to fuel the car and go pick up his girl. She expressed how much she tried her best in the marriage. Even the first time last year when he wanted to leave, she really strived to make it work. What was evident is that she was in serious pain through her messages. Like at some point she was communicating directly to this girl and she was saying, "I hope your turn is better. I hope you're loved in all you are and who you are." At some point, even in the videos, if you're not emotionally intelligent, you might think she was being dramatic or she was being petty or she was mocking. But guys, that was real pain right there. So let's talk about this whole scenario, and let's start with the questions I had asked when this video started. Now, one of the questions that we started off by asking is, what do you do in a relationship where you feel like your partner has checked out? Now, let's relate it to the story that we're talking about today. We have been informed by Koku Lwanga that at some point last year, the husband did want to leave. But she really tried to make it work. She did not want him to leave, so she tried to make it work. We've also been informed that he would constantly try to find a valid reason to leave, checking her WhatsApp, checking her DMs, stalking her accounts, because he's trying to find a valid reason to leave. When Koku Lwanga discovered that there was a problem and suggested therapy, he refused. Reason being, "I'm just distracted. I'm just busy. There's no problem in this marriage. We're good." But you're not crazy. You understand that there is a problem. Now, my point is this. If hard as it may be, and I know it's usually easier said than done, but I feel when your partner has expressively told you, even actions are a form of expression, they show you or they tell you that they don't feel it anymore, that they don't want the relationship anymore, as much as it is easier said than done, but I think they should experience your absence, because it is not cliche to say. Many people say it and some people say it's cliche to say, but I think once you show somebody that you're really invested, that you really want it to work, it means they understand that whatever happens, you will be there. That is why they're comfortable with doing whatever it is they'll feel like they'll want to do, even if it might be disrespectful. Again, I'm speaking on a very general perspective. I'm not saying this one did this or this one did this. I'm just saying it's a concern that is general in the community. Let them feel your absence, because if you're always around, if you show them that whatever happens, I still want this to work, then they feel comfortable doing whatever they might want to do, because you will always be there. That is why I feel that if somebody wants to leave, I would say, hard as it may be, let them. So that would be I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions about this, but I would say let them. And yes, there is something called fighting for your marriage, but I think everything has a limit. To a limit. You do not have... One thing that you make sure you don't do is that you make yourself more invested, or you seem more invested than your partner. It's a 50-50 thing when it comes to investment in a relationship. So that would be my response for that specific question, but I want to hear your thoughts. Hitting a lady. Okay, that's very simple for me. There's something that will never be okay, no matter the story. Putting your hands on your partner, especially a woman. Ati unampiga because you're angry, because you're stressed. That's not love. That's just that's violence. That period. Martin and Koku's story has opened up a can of worms. Allegations are flying, and one thing is clear. If a man ever hits you, even once, even just a slap, run. Because next time, it might not just be a slap. People change, yes. But the moment someone raises their hands at you, believe them the first time. Period. Building with your partner it depends. with the person you're talking to. Some people find it very romantic and magical. Others find it very cringe. Everybody has their opinion. I have mine. You have yours. What I will say though for sure is we always have to remember that you will not, it's not a guarantee that you will always be with your partner. It is a hope. People pray and fast for it that you'll always be with your partner. But what you don't have to pray or fast for, because it is guaranteed, is that you will always be with yourself. You will always be with yourself. Wherever you go, you'll always have you. That means you have to take care of you. Slowing down for your partner is not it. Or inconveniencing yourself for the convenience of your partner also is not it. So I see a lot of, and I will not mention them, but there are a lot of celebrity partners or celebrity couples. After they've broken up, you see one coming out to say, I supported you, I gave you my all when you had nothing. I'm not saying it is wrong, but I'm just saying as you do that, always look out for yourself. And also, if you know you are going to put that much effort on a person who you're not guaranteed will be there for you or will be there with you till the very end, I think when you're doing it, you should always have it at the back of your mind that I might be doing this, but this might not be forever. So that when it actually happens, much as it will hit you and it will hurt you, but it is something that was already at the back of your mind. So if you know that if in case it happens, that you guys are not forever, but you've made all those sacrifices, then, and you know you won't be okay with you guys not being together forever despite the sacrifices, then I would prefer you just do not do it. I'm not saying be a bad partner, not be supportive, but guys, don't do too much. You guys, there's a limit. There's always a limit to everything. There's always a limit to everything. I would say that. I still feel there's a lot about this situation that we don't really know. Like, there's a place where Koku Lwanga asks, does she even know the terms of our separation? Something that we don't know. What are the terms of the separation? Martin has not necessarily given his side of the story. He's just said that what was said is just so one-sided and it's not really the clear picture. So we don't really know till now. Of course, there are people who are saying they were separated, so it's not a problem. There's a lot of comments, there's a lot of opinions online, but at the end of the day, we at Kenya Waves wish them the best. We wish that they sort this issue out for the sake of their children, and whatever might happen after this, I will keep you posted. This is Brittany Otroma for the Kenya Waves. Goodbye for now.